Yeah, so last week we discussed about the storage media, which is the magnetic, optical, and solid. And I think we've written down the notes up to that particular point, up to this particular point. So today we are going to talk about the ports, right? And I think you can remember the ports that you saw while we are assembling the computer through that game. There were different kinds of ports where we fix the mouse and keyboard to the USBs, right? And there are some other ports like the power port where you use the main power cable from the wall outlet to give the power to the motherboard, right? So likewise, at the back panel, there are many different ports. So it's better you know about those things, right? So in this picture, they have named different kinds of ports, right? Which is the first one is called the PS2 ports, right? And the second one, this purple, the lengthier one, is called the parallel port, right? And the third one is called the HDMI. And this particular port, which is named the fourth one, which we use to connect the network cables, that is called RJ45, right? I think you have seen something like this in your sometimes it is related to your LAN phone, or sometimes it is related with your TV connection, right? And the audio ports, you know that those things, there are 3 audio ports, which is for the input of the sound, where we fix the microphone. And the other one is to the speakers, another one is to the line in. USB port is the port that you have known already, like you are connecting many devices through it. And there are video ports and serial ports, where it is named as 7 and 8 over here. All right. So we go through these things, and there is a small video for you to show. There's a good explanation regarding these ports in that video. So it's better you watch that. So before that, we'll go through this. Now, PS2 ports are the ports which we use to connect the older the keyboards and the mouse, right? Earlier these ports were not configured as USB. We had yes, so it's okay. We had separate port for the mouse and a separate port for the keyboard. Generally, a mouse connects with this green color PS2, and the keyboard connects with this purple color PS2. But nowadays, it is very hard for you to find these kind of PS2 ports on your computer, right? So now it is configured with the USB drives, or like the USB ports. And again, parallel port, you can find still the parallel port at the back of at the back panel of the desktops, right? We used to have that parallel port to connect printers, kind of things. But again, the modern printers, they are configured to connect with the USB. Like now, USB, in the other hand, is given the name Universal Serial Bus, right? You are going to find it like as the number 6 over here. So it is set the word universal because it has the ability of connecting a lot of devices into the computer, right? So HDMI is the high definition multimedia interface, is a port which help us to take the graphics from the system unit to the monitors, right? So earlier, the first technology that they were using is the VGA, video graphic adapter, right? Then they use DVI, which is called the digital video input, right? So the latest technology is called the HDMI. So in VGA and DVI, with the VGA and DVI cables, they only communicate the graphics, not the particular sound. So if you are going to watch a movie through a multimedia or like through a projector which is connected with the VGA cable, you should use a separate cable to connect it to the sound port of the computer, and to the other port which goes with the sound port on the projector kind of a device. Then only you will be able to hear the sound. Uh, the sound will not be communicate along the VGA port, right? Not with the DVI as well. But when it comes to the HDMI, since it says multimedia interface, so the HDMI has the ability of sending both graphics and the audios, right? That means video and audio both will be communicated through the HDMI, right? And RJ45, it is used for the network connection, all right? So it is something very similar to the telephone jack or like the telephone port, but there are some differences, right? And audio jack, generally there comes with three colors: the pink color, the green color, and the blue color. Pink stands for the microphone, right? So that the microphone port, the microphone jack can be connected with this microphone interface or the port. And the green one, we connect the speaker to the green one. And the line in is there if you are going to use a device like an amplifier, right, which help us to input some sound through that particular device. Then they are going to connect it with the line in, which is the blue color one. So USB and VGA, we talked about these two. USB is the latest technology regarding the connectivity, and VGA is kind of old, but still we are using these technologies or the ports on the motherboard. And the very last one is the serial port. Earlier there was a parallel port. This is a serial port. Now, serial port was used to connect a modem into the computer, right? So now they are using USB ports instead of the serial ports to do the same task. That's why I told you the USB port is something very important on your computer. Okay, are we clear with that, people, about the ports? Yes, everyone? Are you clear with what I said? Lamai, you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. All right, okay. Okay, so let's quickly write these things down. It's better if you can have this picture on your book, like having a printout or having a photo or something. So it will be easier for you to remember. Anyway, just write the heading, computer ports. And name, like write down the very first sentence. Let me know when you're done. Okay, one is done. How about others? Okay, is there anyone who is still writing? Okay, okay, Sanitma. Let me know when you're done. Right. Are we done? People, can we move forward?
Okay.
Right, okay. So the first one is the PS2 port. Let me know when you're done, people. So one is done. How about others? I'll pull the screen. No, it won't help. Yes, how about others? Is there anyone still who is still writing this?
Finish.
Right, great. So then we'll move forward. HDMI. Yeah, people, can you hear me clearly? Yes, people, I got some problem with audio. Can you hear me clearly, people?
Yes, sir.
Right, great. Okay, so let's move forward about the audio ports. Okay, copy it down, people. One is done. How about others?
The girl's making her own ribbons.
Anyone who is still writing?
Hey, Daddy. Daddy.
Okay, let's move forward. The very last one. So it's the video port.
Thanks.
Let me know when you are done, people. Okay, two are done. Is there anyone who is still writing?
I'm done.
Okay. Anyone who is still writing?
Finish.
Yes, so we are going forward, people. And before we move to the data communication, there is a small video for you to watch about the ports. So let's look into that, which describes the ports in a very nice way. A small animation, as I remember. Yeah, so
Every computer has a.
let me share it with the sound, so you will be able to see that.
In this video, we're going to talk about some of the most common ones, including what they're for and how to recognize them. Some buttons are universal, like the power button. Depending on the type of computer you have, it may be on the front, on the back behind the screen, or even on the inside when you open the lid. The power socket is where you'll connect the power cord. If you have a laptop, you'll have a charging port instead. Most computers provide more than one USB port, so you can plug in any device you might need. Keyboards, printers, and USB drives are all common examples. Some computers even have USB-C ports, which can be used for many different things, not just plugging in devices. Laptops, for instance, often use the format for the charging port. If you have a desktop, you'll use the monitor port to connect the monitor. There are quite a few types of monitor connections, ranging from HDMI to the USB-C style we just mentioned. If you have a laptop, you can connect a separate monitor as long as you have the right equipment. Just look for the display port and plug in the appropriate cable. The Ethernet port lets you connect to the internet if you're not using Wi-Fi. All you need is an Ethernet cable, which you can then connect to your modem or router. If your computer has an audio jack, you can use it to plug in wired headphones or speakers. You may or may not have a disk drive, depending on how old your computer is and who makes it. The disk drive can be used to insert a CD, a DVD, or a Blu-ray disc. If you have ports that look like this, they're for older peripherals like mice, keyboards, and printers. Newer versions of these devices usually connect via USB or wirelessly. And that covers the basics of buttons and ports. Of course, every computer is different, and technology is always changing. To find out what options you have, take a closer look at your computer.
Okay, so that's a small video regarding the ports. Right, so then after we are there to talk about the data communication. So we basically done with the components of the computer, like which are the hardware components. So now it's into a new topic, which is called the data communication. So you have already experienced what is data communication means, or what kind of things happens through the data communication, because in this particular moment, we are doing a data communication, right? So we are having a video conference call in several different geographical areas. So you can see what I am sharing with you, and I can speak to you. So all these data, my voice, my soft copies on my computer will be shared, will be communicated with you all from different kinds of mediums, right? So we basically say to do a data communication, we need these particular components. There should be a sender, that can be a person or that can be a particular device, and there should be a receiver. again, can be a person or a device, and particular medium should be there. So that medium can be a wired medium or a wireless medium. All right, if you think about a land phone communication, one particular land phone is going to be a sender of the details or the data. Another particular land phone can be a receiver of that particular data, which is the voice that we're communicating. And since it comes to the land phone communication, it happens through the wires. All right, so that is the wire that helps the voice to take from one place to another, or from sender to the receiver, is called the medium, right? So that is a wired medium, or like the guided medium, as we are going to learn after a little bit. And as well as when we are thinking about a mobile communication, we are not involved in any particular wires with our mobile phones. It is just a wireless communication that we are doing. So things can happen on that manner. So these are the basic elements anyway. There should be a sender, there should be a receiver, and there should be a particular medium to take the particular data from the sender to the receiver. Okay, so before we move to the data transmission modes, let's write something about the data communication. So have the heading data communication. And we can write this small definition regarding that. And these two lines.
Sir, I wrote that topic.
Okay. So how about others? Okay. Anyone who is still writing? All right, so moving forward, let's write about the basic components, have the heading, basic components required for data communication.
The topic, sir.
Yeah, topic, then after we'll go with these things, these components.
Sir, can you show the heading?
Yeah, Okay. Anyone who is still writing? Okay, so let's move forward. The data transmission modes. So now when it comes to the data transmission modes, there are three types of data transmission happens in the data communication. First one is called the simplex. The next one is called the half duplex. And the last one is called the full duplex, right? So when it comes to the simplex mode, now simplex communication means there is the sender and there is the receiver. So sender is only sending the data. He can only send the data, right? And receiver can only receive the data, right? So like the TV broadcasting. So the TV broadcasting station is broadcasting the signal or the TV channel in simple terms, and through our antenna or through a particular media that we are receiving the channel, we watch it from our TV. So the broadcasting station sending us the channel content, and we watch those things through the TV. We won't be able to communicate with the TV broadcast station through our television, right? It's not possible. So it's a one-way communication. They are sending and we are watching. So it is called the simplex mode. So data communication happens from sender to a receiver, or we call it unidirectionally, right? And the next one is called the half duplex. So half duplex means it's a two-way communication method. So that means like both the parties who are involved in during the communication can talk or like can communicate with each other, but it is like one at a time. Like if I'm talking to you, or like if I'm communicating with you in the half duplex mode, when I'm talking, you won't be, my voice will be flows to your side. That means the communication will happen from my side to your side. At that moment, you won't be able to communicate with me. That means you can't send any data from your side to my side when I am transmitting data from my side to your side. All right. So when I'm done, or when the chance is given to you, then I can receive, or I can have what is given from your side, what is communicated from your side. So at that moment, I won't be able to send any data to your side, right? So the very recent or the most practical example that we can take is the walkie-talkie, right? I think you have seen a walkie-talkie with all these participants and the force people, right? So when they are communicating with the walkie-talkie, they always press a particular button and he is talking and others have to listen to it. They can't talk back when this person is talking. So when the message is receiving to him on his walkie-talkie, he won't be able to talk to the walkie-talkie until the message is done, right? So that is the reason that you are seeing things in some movies, in some programs, when they are communicating with walkie-talkie, they always say like, they say some messages and they say over and out, right? Also like they say over, right? So that is an indication that whatever that they are to be said by me, it is done. So it's time for you to talk, right? So the other party will talk and they say over, right? So likewise, the communication happens both ways, but one way, one direction at a particular moment, right? So half duplex means that. And full duplex, obviously, it is a two-way communication where we can communicate simultaneously at the same time to both the side, like this. When I'm talking, you can disturb me by asking a question. So maybe there will be some unclearness because your voice and my voice is mixed up together, so we won't be getting the message clearly. But again, still you can send the data to me as well as I can send the data to you at the same moment. So full duplex means communicating the data both the sides at the same time. Okay, is that clear, everyone? The simplex, half
Yes, sir.
duplex, and the full duplex. Okay. All right, so let's write this. So have the heading data transmission modes. And you can put number 1, simplex. Yeah, you can have these examples as well.
Sir, I have finished. Should I draw the picture, sorry, diagram too?
It is okay for you to draw it. It's not essential, but it's okay for you to draw it. Doesn't matter, right? But I was going to ask you to draw this little part of the picture. But if you want, you can draw the entire thing. So just definitely like essentially you are going to draw this particular one, the highlighted part. If you want, you can draw this as well. Okay, are we done? Anyone who is still doing? All right, so moving to the half duplex mode. So for the half duplex, these are the things. Yeah, so like with the examples, yes, it's better. Yeah, Malitu, yes, hold on. Yeah, are you talking about this or this small one? Okay, so both are here, right? You only need to draw this, right? If you want, you can draw the letter part, right? And same time, just write about the half duplex. So after that, you can draw this part as well.
Sir, we should draw that little thing, no? That sender, source, or receiver.
Yes, Rizwan. Only this part is enough. Okay, one is done. How about others? Anyone who is still writing?
Sir, I'm done, sir.
Okay, so yeah, anyone else? Okay, so moving forward. Finally, it's the full duplex mode. And as usual, the small, this particular part. Be aware of the arrows, people. It points both the ways. Okay, are we done?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. How about others?
I think, sir, they too might be done.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Okay. Right. So people, next is the data transmission media. So since we got less in the room, we'll stop the session from here for today, right? So since because of the term test and all these things, people are like few in the room. So I'm going to end the session from here just for today. So by next week, I'm going to start from the data transmission media. Right. So I'll see you on next week for the very same time. And just for today, I'm going to end it like 5 to 7 minutes earlier. Right. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice day and have a very good night. I'll see you on next Tuesday. for the very same time.
Yes, sir. Same to you, sir. Have a good night.
Okay,
Stay safe.
okay, thank you. Thank you.